Yeah, it's your boy, Billy G. I'm back again for another segment of our presentation. Today, I want to give a special salute to all the whole black folks, all the whole black people around across the world. We have won. Finally, we have won. Our days of victory has come. If you are a black person, you're listening to me, you're under the sound of my voice. Know that your day of victory has come. There's a time and season given to everything under the sun. And our season of taking over has come. When it was, the people talk about 6666. And people say it's the mark of Antichrist. But the mark of the beast is the mark of a man. And that was the day and the time given to the white folks to control this earth. Because two power cannot be up at once. One will go down and one will come up. So the white folks has been ruling for 6,066 days. That is their time. And that time has finally expired. So every black man anywhere you are now, know that the time has expired. That was why Louis Farrakhan openly said it. America, your days of winning is over. And if you go and search that record the day Louis Farrakhan made that bold statement, till date now, America has not won anywhere in the face of the earth. So we are still following the time and what must be done. So the time is here now. The black man has finally been visited by the greater power of the universe. The unseen power that controls the affairs of men has visited the black race. So the black consciousness is awoken. Now, automatically, don't even think about the nuclear weapons or what the whites have gotten. The black people, we are having a better civilization and a better technology that is even more better sophisticated than what we have today. But all those things we are destroyed, all those things we are swallowed by the greater power of the universe. So all these things we see today now, all these things they are thinking will just evaporate from their brains, from their ideas. And other people will think more better than them. It happens. You will sleep and wake up. You will not remember what you were thinking before. And those who will remember what they need to do and how they need to do it will start remembering. So black folks, I want you to watch this video now and tell me if the time is not now. So if you're a black man, whatever you find yourself doing, do it with all your mind. Do it intelligently. Don't go out of line. Follow the rules and regulations. Follow the laws. Do things the right way. The gods are with you. Our time is now. You are the genius of this earth. We are the people that possess the 9-sense DNA. The rest folks across the world possess only 6-sense DNA. We have 9-sense DNA. So we can do better than everyone. We can. Yes, we can. So don't waste your time smoking pot and doing some other things you're not supposed to be doing when you are supposed to be doing something right with your skill and your talent. Think about it, believe it, and imagine it. Then the universe will give you the answer, and you put it in place. Thank you very much. This is a special edition for what this white lady is telling the world. She's a professor. Watch her and come back and ask me how to connect these dots. Ask me any question, anytime, any day. Thank you very much.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you want to get ready for the future, if you want to be treated well in the future, treat others well in the present. Victor Hugo said, "No force on earth can stop an idea whose time has come." The idea of one race, the human race, is an idea whose time has come. We are not going to be able to stop it no matter what they do. They can elect Trump after Trump after Trump, and that will not stop the idea that there's only one race on the face of the earth. It's the human race, and we are all members of it. You and I are cousins. Now, if you don't like being my cousin, that's too bad for you. But we are all in the same family. We are members of the family of man. Any white person who was born, raised, and schooled in the United States of America, if you aren't a racist, you're a miracle. Either that or you decided to educate yourself. Because education in this country is about white is right, brown's all right, black's got to stand back. Yellow's mellow, but whites, we educate in a way that says that white males have done all the adventures, have made all the adventures, have done all the discovering, have made all, everything that is good and has been accomplished according to social studies, which is actually anti-social studies, by white males. It's a lie. But we do that in order to maintain the myth of white superiority. The myth of race has to be maintained at all costs in this country. Because if white people have to give up the color of their skin as being something that makes them perfect, what do they have left? If we start teaching the truth about history, if we start teaching about Nile Valley contributions to civilization, it will totally change the way we conduct ourselves in the classroom. It will have to. Columbus didn't discover America. You can't discover a place where people are already living. But we celebrate that every October. It's a lie. We need to get over, we need to stop telling the myths and start telling the truth. And until people in this country and people in this world get it into their heads that the first modern human beings that evolved on this earth were black women, they evolved in sub-Saharan Africa about 280,000 years ago, and every human being on the face of the earth today has the memory of those black women's genetic structure in their genes. Now, we don't want to admit that, but that's the way it is.
If all white people are racist, according to you, can they be reprogrammed?
Well, of course they can. Of course they can. Of
How?
course they can be. It's called education. I'm an educator. The word educator comes from the root duc dus, which means lead, the prefix e, which means out, the suffix ate, which means the act of, and the suffix or, which means one who does. An educator is one who is engaged in the act of leading people out of ignorance. Now, I know you can change them. You can teach an old dog new tricks. You can teach people to give up the myth of racism. Somebody taught the Greeks to give up the myth that the sun was a god in a golden chariot that went across the sky every morning. They believed that for hundreds of years. We have believed the myth of 3 or 4 races, different races in this country, for long enough. Now, don't ever let anybody say to you or about anyone around you that people don't like that person because of the color of their skin. That isn't the reason white people don't like people of color. They don't like people of color because they don't understand about skin color. And they don't understand that we all are descendants of somebody who looked like your mother. God created human beings, the human race, and they started out black women. White people created racism. Human beings created racism. It's time to get over it. Do you remember Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.? Do you remember Malcolm X? Do you remember all those people have been killed not because of the color of their skin, but because of the fear of white people that someone who isn't white is going to look better, sound better, act better, do better than they do. White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you want to get ready for the future, if you want to be treated well in the future, treat others well in the present. What we do in the present constructs the future. What we have done in the past, we can learn from that. And we'd better learn from that. Those who forget the mistakes of the past are doomed to repeat them. You want to talk about forgiveness? You want to talk about changing this thing? I cannot understand how Japanese people can stand the sight of any of us, and yet they do. I cannot understand why black people who have been subjected to the ugliness that they've been subjected to in this country can get up every morning and go to work among us and not be absolutely furious. And I don't understand why we allow white people to behave the way they do. We have got to stop tolerating the intolerable. If your ignorance is such that you'll mistreat somebody because of your ignorance about the color of their skin, don't do it around me. Number one, I've been threatened with death lots of times. Now I say, go for it, fool. My husband died 4 years ago. Being with him would not be a bad thing for me. Death is not the worst thing that can happen to you. Living a worthless, useless life is much worse than dying.